Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my May 2024 book haul. So it is a bit excessive on what I have here, but really I did not spend as much money as I normally do. I am trying to curb my buying. It's not working yet, but I am like not buying as much stuff or not buying too much expensive stuff. I don't know how to say that, but I do have like 27 books to show you. I do have a couple gifts, and then I do have a couple pre-orders, and then, but I also had a gift card from work that I used to buy a lot of some of the paperbacks here. So the thing is that I didn't spend I spent the money, but it was from a gift card. So anyway, so as I said, there's 26 or 27 books here. But I'm hoping in June, even if I bring as many books in, I'm still not going to be spending a lot. I'm going to try to get to where I'm not buying books and spending as many books, but spending that much money on books, but we'll see. I'm trying. It didn't really help that I went book shopping with my mom yesterday and bought 10 books, but that's kind of how that goes. Anyway, so first ones I'm going to talk about are the gifts. The first gift I got was Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, that I got from Tia at Genres and Journals. And I really, again, both of us have May birthdays, so I sent her a gift as well. So I have not read any cowboy romances in a really, really long time. Maybe it's been quite a while. So there are a few, of course, that are floating around that everybody's talking about. And so she was kind enough to send me that one for my birthday. I'm looking forward to that. I'm hoping to read it fairly soon. Then I met up with Lindsay Reads. Again, I'll have their channels listed down below. Lindsay and I live really close to each other, so we met at Barnes & Noble. She had a couple books that we had talked about earlier in the year when we had met at Powell's for a sale. So she kindly brought me two books that she was getting rid of. One is called Wintering, The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times by Catherine May. So I think that's kind of a self-helpy kind of thing. I wanted to try it. I was interested in it. And then she also got me got Tamed and Untamed, Close Encounters of the Animal Kind by Cy Montgomery and Elizabeth Marshall Thomas. Both of them are nature writers. I mean, Cy Montgomery, I've read most of her books, not everything yet, but this is one of the books I had not read and wanted to give it a shot. So she brought it for me to try. So that's pretty cool. And then while we were there, we spent 2 hours wandering the store. It was such great fun. She also bought me The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I have not read anything by Samantha Shannon. I do have this one and The Priory of the Orange Tree now on my TBR. So I'd like to try these. I think this is more urban fantasy in the future, I think, or something. I'm not sure. I just heard so much about them and I really like the new covers. So anyway, I really thank you to Lindsay and to Tia for both of those books. For all those books. So I really appreciate it. So let's go to my pre-orders. I did get book 4 in the O'Malley series by Katie Robert. Lovely Corruption came in. I started book 1, but it just isn't the time for me to read that right now. But I will come back to these when I'm into the mood for a mafia romance. So these were written a couple of years ago, and they're very steamy, romances. So, but with mafia elements, it's just, they're crazy in reality, in reality-ish things. Anyway, but I do have number 4 now. So I will get to that series. I got When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I did try to get this before when it was indie, but I didn't get to it in time. So I did get the traditionally published version of this fantasy romance. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's really, really pretty. I hope to get to that soon. Oh, look, a book I actually read. This might be the only one in the whole stack. Is Can't Tell Treason Without Tea by Rebecca Thorne. So this is the first book in her, I can't remember the name of this series. Oh, I thought there was a different series name, but it says A Cozy Fantasy Steeped with Love. I thought there was another tagline, like Tomes and Tea, or Tea and Tomes or something. I don't know. Anyway, I read the indie published version that I'd bought in last year. I read that a month or so ago, and so I let myself pre-order this one. And then the second book that's coming out later this year. So I did get to read this one. It has really pretty teal edges. And I just adored this book. It was such a cozy fantasy. It's, as I said, it's like Legends and Lattes, but not. It has to do with two women who have different responsibilities, but they decide to go off together due to circumstances and open up a bookshop and tea shop combo kind of thing. And things happen when they go to this small little town, and I like this story. Anyway, I can't wait for the next book when I get to read that. I also got The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. This is also a cozy fantasy about a woman who becomes the Honey Witch, and she's not supposed to fall in love or something, but then she meets someone who doesn't believe in magic, or doesn't believe in the magic or whatever of some sort. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens on that one. I've heard mixed reviews now, so I'm not sure. And then one I picked up kind of on a whim or pre-ordered was The North Wind by Alexander Warwick, which I don't even remember now why I picked this up, except that it's supposed to be inspired by Beauty and the Beast and the myth of Hades and Persephone, and it has enemies to lovers fantasy romance. And I don't remember anything beyond that. I just know that this is the first in a I can't talk anymore. It has 4 books in the series that are going to come out. The second one will come out later this year, called The West Wind, and there's one for every direction. So anyway, I'm going to hopefully give that a try fairly soon. Okay, so let's talk about all the contemporaries I bought, because obviously I have been in the weirdest contemporary mood. Oh wait, I have one historical. Let's do the historical first. I got historical fiction, The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. I have been looking for this used for a couple of years now. I never find it. And I finally when I had my gift card, I finally just bought it. So it's the first book. I don't remember if it's an 8-book series or maybe it was a 14-book series. Oh, it might be a 14-book series. It's a long series, whatever this is. And I have never read anything by Bernard Cornwell, although I have one of his books on my shelf, Stonehenge, which I have not read, and one of the first Sharp books. Anyway, so they're all different genres of, kind of historical fiction of some sort. So anyway, this one is what the TV show is based off of, which is the middle of the 9th century when the Danes storm British soil. Anyway, so I have always wanted to read that, so I did get that. Then I got, let's see here. When I was with Lindsay, I picked up First Down by Grace Riley. So this is a college sports romance. I thought I would give it a try since I'm getting back into my contemporary romance era kind of thing. I thought I would try this one. It just sounded cute. Again, it's one of the ones where they have to study together, and then she asks him to fake date because she has an ex-boyfriend kind of thing. It looks cute. Anyway, so I bought that. I did buy the next books in the Abby Jimenez, the series that follows Part of Your World, due to the fact that they were so cheap. And again, I had the gift card. So I got Yours Truly as well as Just for the Summer because everybody's talking about these. And so I now have Part of Your World and these two by her. So I need to read her fairly soon because now I own 3 books by her and haven't tried any. Another one I'm going to try contemporary is Emily Henry, and I decided to go with Beach Read due to the fact it was the first one, and also the premise is the one that calls to me the most, other than the newest one I'm kind of curious about, and maybe Book Lovers too. Anyway, those ones are the ones that I'm thinking I might read. But I thought I'd try Beach Read because it's the one that everybody talks about for years when I wouldn't read any contemporary. So we're going to try this one at some point. Hopefully this summer, we'll see. I also got Flawless by Elsie Silver, so another cowboy romance, small town. That's about all I know. Everybody's been talking about these books, so I thought, well, I should try those too. I don't know. I did, maybe not the best purchase on my part, but I bought 2 books in the Jacksonville Rays series by Emily Rath. I'm halfway through Pucking Around, and I'm really enjoying it. I just had to take a break because of contemporaries and stuff and things that were coming to the end of the month, and I got sick, and there were so many things that happened. But I did buy the novella that's supposed to go before that you read. I guess you could read it before. I probably could have read this first, but I didn't have this, so I have it now. So I'll read it after I finish Pucking Around. But that's that one night. And then the second book, Pucking Wild, which I think just came out a little bit ago. So I have those now. Hockey romances. We'll see how that goes. White Shoes, for sure on the first, the one I'm reading, Pucking Around. So we'll see how that goes. I did pick up Hooked by Emily McIntyre to try. This is more dark romance, but it has like characters kind of that are based off, you know, from classics, and you know, like this is Hook and Wendy, and but it's very like contemporary, like mafia kind of, I don't know, something like that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure. I've heard mixed reviews again on Hooked for years, and I've just figured it was too contemporary for me for even with the dark romance. I'm not sure how that's going to roll. So, but I want to try it. And as I said, it was cheap, and I had a gift card, so I bought it. And then I got The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I bought this just the other day at Barnes & Noble because it was a buy one, get one half off. And I've been looking for, this is a contemporary I'm very interested in reading. I love the whole bodyguard aspect of this. This one has where she's the bodyguard and he's I don't know if he's a movie star. And he's famous of some sort, but he has a stalker. And so he has to go home for, I think his mother is sick or somebody's sick, and he goes home and he needs protection. So he takes her as his fake girlfriend, and she's really the bodyguard. And so it sounds good. I've heard really good things about Catherine Center over the years. It's not really, some of the stuff isn't kind of like calls to me, but this book of hers does. So I wanted to buy that, and I did, and I got that. And then the last is my fantasy, maybe a little bit of sci-fi at the very end. But I did buy at the beginning of the month, I bought the next 3 books in the Filthy Rich Vampires series. So I have Second Right, by Geneva Lee. So I have Second Right, 3 Queens, and For Eternity. So I am hoping to get to book 2. I did start it one day, but I haven't got back to it. But this is a series I would like to read. These are vampires who are filthy rich, and this celloist gets brought in, gets kind of pulled into the vampire world to fake date one of the vampires, and then things just go haywire. And it's very interesting, especially what happens in the beginning of this book. I do want to get back to it and read it, and but I that is a series I do want to finish this year because I have started it. I also got the second and third book and the what do you call this? The Greta Helsing series by Vivian Shaw. So I read Strange Practice a couple months ago or last month. I don't remember. So the second one is Dreadful Company, and the third one is Grave Importance. And I think there's a novella that's coming out sometime in June. So I do want to get to, I'm hoping to get to one of these. These are urban fantasy with kind of undead characters. She is a doctor of the undead, practicing in London. And book 1 was just a ride. Like, I did not expect half of that. And what I loved about it was all the classics that were mentioned in there. And I've read several of them, and I have another one or two on my shelf that I want to get to that is related to those characters. It's so cool. So I've really enjoyed that series. I did get 2 things from my Patreon that I joined for Katie Robert. So Blood on the Tide just came out. This is book 2 in the Crimson Tide series. So I just read Hunt on Dark Waters. So I'm ready for this one as soon as the audiobook comes in from Libby, because the audiobooks are pretty good for this. Anyway, so this is more pirates in another world, and they're off to get some family heirlooms that somebody in the first book lost, and somebody's going after them. And I believe this is Sapphic. And then the Succubus Prize, which is also Sapphic, is part of the Deal with the Demon series. It's the next installment in that. I'm not sure. I don't remember if it's 4 or 5. I don't remember where we are on this one, but I've read all of them, but I haven't got to this one yet. And again, I just got these this month. So that was pretty cool. I also got City of Bones by Martha Wells. So this is one of her older fantasies. I don't know much about it except that it's Martha Wells who does the Murderbot series, which I really adore. So, but I want to read some of her fantasy. So I have this one, because again, it was a standalone, but it's updated and revised, and it's not super long. I mean, it's just about 400 pages. So I don't know. I don't know much about it. That wasn't maybe not the best purchase, but again, I had that gift card, so I bought a lot of things. And then the last thing I bought was In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. I bought the Barnes & Noble edition with these sprayed edges. I just couldn't help myself. Now, I do own the hardback that I bought on sale at some point, but I am going to get rid of that. I would rather have the paperback. That was pretty. Anyway, and again, this is more, well, I think it's science fiction and fantasy. It has to do with a young man who lives with some robots, and they find a new one, and it's kind of a different world. I don't know if it's post-apocalyptic, but it's like a different kind of place, and they find another robot, and then something happens where one of them gets taken, and then they are off on a journey to find him. And so I do have this on audio as well. So yes, I've bought this book 3 times, but I really wanted the sprayed edges, and you know, it was one of the buy one get one half off when I bought the Catherine Center. So I just bought it anyway. So that is all the books that I bought and got and acquired over the last month. It's a lot. So I'm hoping June won't be as much, or at least I haven't paid as much. We'll see what happens, because my mom and I were talking, and my dad and I might do our annual trip to Pal's downtown, which is, we don't go downtown except for once a year. I always go to the one that out in Cedar Hills because it's closer, and I don't need to go downtown unless I have to. So we're talking about that might happen in June or July. So we'll see, because we haven't got to do our yearly trip yet, and I have gift cards, and I'm going to take books back for credit. So I'm hoping to get more credit before we go, so then that won't cost me any money, but we will see. So I just wanted to know, maybe June will be better. I don't know. I'm going to try to do kind of a read what you own challenge in June. I'm going to, even though, you know, I had a couple library books that I had at the end of the month. I'm hoping that June, most of the books that I read during the month are books that I physically have on my shelf or in my digital library, you know, like I own it of some sort. So I can get it checked off that I've read that. So we're gonna see if I do that. I still think I'll be buying books, but because I have quite a few pre-orders in June. June is a high pre-order month. And then, as I said, I went to shopping with my mom yesterday and already bought 10. Although 2 of them I've already read. So that's good, right? Anyway, that's it for now. If there are any of these books you think I need to read sooner rather than later, since all these are new to me except for one, because I've only read one of them, let me know what I should focus on, or did you get anything good in May? Let me know, and I will talk to you later. And that's Cooper. Bye.